What's going on, guys? Astro with Hidden Profits Crypto here. Before we get into today's video, as usual, I want to give a huge thanks to everybody who's been supporting the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure to do so. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We show a lot of small cap altcoins, hidden gems, and other great projects, so you guys aren't going to want to miss out on that. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into today's video. All right, so today we are going to be taking a, it's going to be kind of a little bit of a mixture. We're going to be doing a Dexio update because I didn't actually do one last week because there just kind of wasn't, there wasn't a ton going on. And there's not really a ton going on this week too. But I do want to keep you guys up to date with the news if maybe you don't follow it closely or you don't have the time. You know, I can just bring it all kind of here. I also wanted to just kind of do a little bit of a market like update because there is, you know, a lot of fear right now. A lot of people are calling for a bear market. A lot of people are saying that, you know, it's done. Bitcoin's done. Everything's going to go with it. This is basically the end. You know, we'll see a next bull cycle. And I just don't really believe all that. I'll get into that later in the video, but anyways, let's go ahead and hop over to the Twitter. I got a few things to show you on there. Then we're going to take a look at the price charts, and then at the end we're just going to look over Bitcoin price, because that is basically going to determine what the entire market does from here, and then just the fear and greed index. So anyways, make sure to watch all the way through so you guys don't miss out on any good information. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so here we are on the Twitter. Now, one of the first things that I wanted to bring up, we did end up getting a new listing. You can see here it's the pinned tweet. It was on the 24th, and we got listed on LBank Exchange. Now, I did check on CoinMarketCap. This exchange has around $1 billion in volume just in the last 24 hours. So, pretty decent exchange. I've never personally used it. I don't really know anybody who does, but maybe you guys have used it before. Not 100% sure, but any exchange listing is always a good sign. That being said, we do have a few other updates. I did want to just kind of go down the feed here. You can see some new, they've just been showing off a lot of NFTs. The marketplace has really been popping. There's a lot of cool things going on. One of the bigger things that did happen is we did get DexiKnights release. A lot of people have been enjoying it. I personally have just been way too busy to be able to sit down and play a game right now. But I will say, from what I've seen and just the people's feedback, they're really liking it. They've already updated it once, so at least you know they're going to keep up with the updates. But it does look pretty cool. The fighting looks great. Everything looks smooth. The graphics look great. There were a few NFTs, swords on the marketplace that I personally was going to buy, but unfortunately, there was some issues sending my funds. So I woke up the next morning and they were sold, but that's just how it kind of goes. You gotta snatch it up early. But like I said, V2 beta update on December 2nd, which was yesterday. So they're already updating it. You guys can go download that here, PC and Mac. So if you're interested in trying out the game, definitely do that. I know there were a few people in the Telegram that mentioned how they were a little disappointed that there wasn't a play to earn feature. They thought you were gonna get Dexi gas, I guess, from playing it. I don't think they ever said that. And yeah, I know it's kind of weird how people just make assumptions that that's just what's gonna happen, even though they don't say it, and then they get upset. And I do think that's why we have seen quite a sell-off, which we will see here in the price in a second. But I think people get their expectations a little too high. They hype themselves up way too much. And when you hype yourself up too much, you're always going to be a little disappointed because reality is never going to really play out to the expectations you have in your head. Anyways, moving on from that, we did have a little sneak peek at the AR bounties, which looks pretty neat. Just using the camera, and you know, when you interact with that, you're actually getting, you're actually finding an NFT that you're kind of like claiming or minting. But anyways, the Dexi Hunter app looking great. I'm definitely excited to beta test that. I will be making time for it. But that's basically about it. I don't think there was a lot of other updates. They do have a separate Twitter here for the marketplace if you guys want to go follow that. If you're really into NFTs or whatever and you care about that, I would recommend go follow that. But we are going to head over now to the KuCoin chart. We're going to look at DexI Gas and DexI, but first I wanted to look at DexI. We were hoping, I think the last time we made our video was around here. We were kind of hoping for this to kind of swing up and retest the recent high, but unfortunately that didn't happen. You can see here we got rejected right at the 618, and that has just kind of taken us down quite a bit. There was a large sell-off earlier, basically with everything else. If you weren't paying attention to the market today, everything has been quite red except Luna. But anyways, so I would expect us to kind of hold this as we are at the 236, and if we do come all the way down to here, we would make a full 100% retrace, but I don't actually really see that happening. I think we will hold support here, and I know they did say that there was a very large whale that sold their funds here, so maybe they were just bought in early and wanted to exit. So that's what they did. It's kind of a good thing to get some of the whales out of the market, you know, that way they can't really move it as much. So I'm not too worried about it. I definitely believe in this project long term. I'm not buying DexI for short-term gains in the first place. So I think if you're investing in DexI, you're probably around the same lines. This project isn't a hype project that, you know, you should just expect it to be pumping 24/7, as it does have fundamentals, and they're releasing games and the marketplace and all sorts of other things. It just kind of reaffirms that this token will go somewhere. It just takes time. So I wouldn't get too caught up in the price. Not really that huge of an issue, like I said, unless you're really worried about those profits short term. So anyways, let's head over to DexI Gas. Not a whole ton to see here. Really not enough for me to say that this is like a falling wedge, or to really say if this is a descending triangle. Now, if it is a descending triangle, we really only have the entry price, and you can see here it's basically back down to where it was when it first launched. So going any further below here is really not good, I would say. But I do see us holding support here, as you know, it's basically the only support we have. If we fall through here, I guess we'll just kind of have to see how far down it goes. So if you're holding DexI Gas, you might want to keep that in mind. But again, I think the whale sold off with this as well. It doesn't, the time's not exactly the same, but there's definitely a lot of whales flipping their bags here. So just keep that in mind. Again, for all transparency, I do hold both. Not really worried about DexI Gas going up or down short term. I know that the coin will have a ton of utility in the future. So right now, doesn't really matter to me. If you were looking to get into the project, I would say now is probably more or less the best time. But personally, I would not recommend picking up DexI Gas right now unless you are in it for the very long term, because, you know, the prices are good right now. You could pick up a big bag, but if you're looking to make some short-term profit, I just don't think this is your opportunity. But with DexI, I definitely think that if you haven't entered the project yet, now is honestly probably a better time than any. If you do want to wait and see if we do make a full 100% pullback, you can do that, but at that point I wouldn't even really be too hip on that idea, as that would be a pretty bad sign. So that about wraps it up for the price action on both of these coins. Not a whole lot to say. I don't want to drag it out too long, but I did want to take a look at Bitcoin, because we don't normally care about Bitcoin, but right now is a time to care about Bitcoin. Bitcoin does kind of push the market around, and everything more or less follows Bitcoin. So we've basically just been, this is the daily chart. We've been riding up this trend line here. You can see a lot of touches. We did get a fake out right here, and then another run up. But we are currently retesting this. Now, it did wick down and come back up, so that's great. But where the daily closed and where this one opened, we basically need to hold here for most of the day. I would say if we do hold this, get kind of like a spinning top, and then maybe a green candle tomorrow, that would be a good sign that we'll see a reversal and maybe head back up here towards 68K or 70K, 69, whatever, and retest these highs. Now, if that happens, I would expect kind of everything to go with it. As you can see here, every single coin I have in my watch list is extremely red, even including Luna, which we'll just quickly look at today because it's been going insane the last couple of days. It's just been steadily going up, which is a good sign. But I think even that has topped out here for right now. Everything's just kind of waiting on Bitcoin. KDA is looking extremely sketchy. We really need to hold this level, or we will more than likely, you know, retest maybe even $10. Hopefully not any lower, but Flux, a lot of the coins we talk about, everything basically red. So we're just gonna have to see what's going on. Fear and greed index is 25, extreme fear. So and that's pretty obvious with how everything looks right now. So we're just gonna have to see. I think people calling the bear market is a lot of FUD right now. There's a ton of people saying that we're in a bear market and that this is basically it. I don't even really know why. When we see what is here from the top to where we're currently at, a 24.63% pullback from literally Bitcoin's all-time high, and people are calling for a bear market. It's just FUD in my opinion. There's a lot of people that are very paranoid. They have way too much money in, they're over leveraged, and they're just scared. So they tend to think more negative, think the worst. And maybe they're not over leveraged and not scared, and that's just their opinion. That's fine. If you think we're in a bear market, that's great. Personally, I just don't see that even being a thing right now. With the amount of adoption we're seeing, I just don't see us on the road to continue a you know, normal bear and then 3-year I'm sorry, a bull market and then 3-year bear cycle until we, you know, get another Bitcoin happening. I just don't see that happening. We've never seen this level of crypto adoption. I mean, even the Budweiser company on Twitter, you know, they changed their name on there to bud.eth, which is, you know, I mean, that's kind of crazy to see something like that. As well as, you know, Burger King was giving out crypto a while back. A lot of these bigger companies are really paying attention to crypto right now. And really what I think is going on here is we're just seeing whales accumulate. They're doing what they always do, manipulating the market, dragging prices down. When you get these big, let's go to a little bit lower time frame here, we can kind of see this big, when you get these big wicks, that's just people panic selling. As soon as they see this big red candle and then they see another red candle and it starts moving, people get scared, they just sell. You know, you end up selling down here and then it pops right back up, and you know, you end up regretting. So I think that's really just what's happening. We're seeing a lot of accumulation right now. Currently where this is at, this is a good sign. I mean, we could see a reversal here, but we're just gonna have to play it out. That's gonna be it. I don't want to make this video too long, but I did want to bring this to your guys' attention because this is more or less a kind of make it or break it thing here for Bitcoin. That's gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a little later today, but I did want to get this out. Hope you guys are still bullish on Dexi. I'm personally still bullish on the whole market. I definitely think we're gonna see another run up. I don't think we're done yet. I think the whales just want to accumulate more. That's how this market goes. Kind of goes by kind of what they want. Not exactly what they want, but they definitely have a lot of control. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys think about Dexi or even the state of the market currently, if you guys are bullish or if you're bearish. Either way is cool with me. Until Monday, I will see you guys later. Peace.